Hello, beautiful beings. I started like that because I want the front of my shirt to be the still frame on this video. I was just getting ready for work. I have my own cleaning business and I just heard, let's make a video. I'm always very excited about that. And if anybody's asking, well, why don't you just make videos? It's because for myself, I wait for the green light. When I hear let's make a video, that means it's coming from my heart space. It's coming from here instead of my all the many different reasons my mind gives for why I should make a video. That would be very constricted and coming from my mind. So when I wait for the green light, then it's much more free flowing and expansive. So the first thing that's coming through is a couple weeks ago, I was getting ready to take Doozer up on the mountain and he barked, which he usually does because he's very excited. And my whole life, my mom said I've been like this since I was a baby. Any loud noises, any repetitive, like the clicking of a pen or somebody tapping something on a table, uh, people talking like a certain pitch of their voice. I have to turn videos down that I'm listening to. It starts really, really affecting me. It's not even loud, it's just there's a certain pitch. And the other day when we were getting ready and he barked, the first feeling I feel is rage. I'm not exaggerating. And so I stopped everything I was doing and I Googled it for the first time ever. Why do I feel rage when I hear loud noises? It's an actual condition. It's not just me being too sensitive. It's called misophonia. It is a severe reaction to loud or repetitive noises or chewing, people chewing. Yeah, I haven't been able to handle that. Snoring, I can't handle that either. It just drives me absolutely crazy. Not just because I don't like it, it's because it actually does something to me physically. And what it is, I can't really describe how they described it, but it's a connection between my brain and not necessarily my inner ear, but somewhere around there. The connection is a bit wonky. So that made me feel so much better. So I'm going to order these. They're called Calm. They're actual earbuds made for this condition to help filter the higher frequency noises out. The last time I had my grandchildren, I talked to them about it. I said I just get so overwhelmed. You know, children in particular, they are very repetitive. Hey Grammy, hey Grammy, hey Grammy, watch this, Grammy. Even talking about it bothers me. Even hearing myself repeat it bothers me. So I will stop doing that. So it's just so beautiful. I got to talk to one of my grandsons yesterday on the phone, and I said, "Remember that talk that we had, a while back about this? Well, I found out that there's an actual name for it." And so it just makes me feel so much better because I have felt like a bad Grammy for a long time. Let me make sure this is recording. Yes, a bad Grammy because I keep to myself a lot. And so there are solutions though, the Calm earbuds, and I have these other earbuds that I have that don't block out a whole lot. Uh, I have some that block out as high as you can possibly get. That's really the only way that I can sleep is to have earbuds in. Any little teeny tiny noise will wake me up. I think that's just from raising my daughters by myself because I was the sole protector of them, and so I was just basically just light sleeping through their lives. Oh yeah, unless I was drunk and passed out. I know that sounds really bad. They didn't know that I was drinking as much as I was, but it was my medicine at that time. I haven't drank for 19 years, by the way. Anyway, so misophonia. Wow. Wonderful. What a blessing to know that. Oh, they're bringing me on to the next thing. Okay, so I hired a new client a couple weeks ago and went to clean for them. and they had three pianos in their living room, two baby grands and a smaller piano, and the one over in the corner used to be their mother-in-law's. Well, when I was cleaning, guess who showed up? Mm-hmm. The mother-in-law. She was sitting there playing piano. I looked at her, she looked at me, and I said, I see you're playing piano. I can't hear what you're playing, but I'm sure it's beautiful. And that's just not comfortable for me, being around spirit, especially when I'm working. It feels like I'm in her home. So, I am the alpha spirit. However, since I was in her home, I feel like that's the reason why I couldn't shake her. She wanted me to give her family a message. And so for the last couple weeks, I've had this woman with me off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on. I'm just like, tried all the usual tricks to say, no, I am the alpha spirit. You cannot be in my space. Well, she just kept coming in because, well, she loves her family and she wanted to give them a message. So I messaged my new clients. Well, they're not my clients anymore. I messaged them yesterday, and well, the wife, she was very sweet. And I told her what was going on. These people are incredibly religious, so I had no idea if they were going to be able to understand what I was talking about or not. When she messaged me back, she didn't acknowledge anything that I had said, but said on their end, they were having doubts about me working for them because of the scheduling. Well, when I hire people, well, I feel like I know I say that they hire me, but it's my business, so I'm really the one in charge. So she said that they didn't think it would work because of the scheduling issues. Well, when I hire people to clean for, it's right up front that I may have to, switch your cleaning days at times because my priority is my vacation rentals that I clean, and they are not on a set schedule. Well, I had to move her. I didn't clean for her last week because I had one that I had actually forgotten about last Sunday, and yeah, I didn't forget about it on purpose. This was because I didn't want to go back to that place. This is subconscious. And also, my roommate had to put one of his dogs down, and we were all very sad about that. And also, that's right, I quit smoking marijuana on Saturday, the 6th, which happened to be the 10-year anniversary of my awakening experience with Muji. I'm doing absolutely amazing with the no smoking, by the way. It's easier than it ever has been. I don't feel like I need it anymore. And if you know me, you know I've said this before, but I just don't ever give up. I just feel like if a person never gives up, and that looks like, smoking for long periods of time and then quitting again and then smoking and then quitting, it doesn't matter. That process doesn't matter as long as I never give up. See, my whole goal is to be as free as I possibly can from any attachments outside of myself, anything that I've ever reached out to feel better. So I'm feeling so tremendous. So, she was very loving. I was very loving. Oh, okay, I gotta let Doozer out. She was very loving. I wanted to argue and say, well, you knew about the scheduling thing. You knew that I was going to switch you around and you said it was going to be okay. Nope, I didn't do any of that. I'm just grateful that I'm not going back there. I either have faith or I have fear. I can either go with faith or fear. And that has been a very long process to not go with fear, because the thoughts seem very, very potent, and all the reasons my mind gives me out of fear why I shouldn't do something or why I should do something, it never leads me in the right direction. Faith always leads me in the right direction, and there's a lot of fear to wade through as I'm basing choices on faith. So the second I used to feel so awkward when I would set a loving boundary for myself. The awkwardness of it almost didn't feel worth setting the boundary. But over the years, the more I've done it, the feeling of freedom and Oh, the relief I get when I make the right decision for myself is absolutely amazing, and all that mind activity just melts away. So I feel really, really good about the decision I made. Ancients, is there anything else? It seems like there's something else. I did make a video. How long? I'm not sure how long ago it was. It was the video that got the most views. It was overcoming addiction, and it was when I had quit smoking. When I had quit smoking marijuana again. And then I made one, I don't know how long after that, saying I smoked. But I don't know what the point of that was. Oh, yeah, right. My mind was telling me why I should be embarrassed about even mentioning that I quit smoking again because I hadn't succeeded. I don't know why I'm doing the quotation marks this morning. Well, succeeded because it's bullshit. Succeeding is never giving up. That is succeeding. The mind may have an idea of what it looks like to succeed, but to me, it's just to never give up on whatever it is that I need to overcome in my life. Oh, yes, right. So, anybody that comes into my life is there to be the presenter for me, to work on what to be a trigger for what is still in there that I need to shine my light of awareness on. So I've had a female roommate. She's much, much, much younger. The first day she was here, I got very upset with her. And the next day she said, I'm never going to have children because I'm just selfish. And I said, wow. She's, wow, that was very honest. Thank you for sharing that. Well, it continues. Months later, she doesn't think about, she doesn't have this thing in her to where, like, last night was a perfect example. She came home at 11 and started doing laundry, and the washer is like 5 feet from my bedroom door. And so instead of reacting, I mean, my heart was pounding, my mind was starting to go, and I was just like, no, absolutely not. I refuse to react because I always get my ass kicked when I react. So, yes, they're saying respond, do not react. And so I shut the washer off. I voice clipped her. I said, hey, blank, it's 11 o'clock at night. I really want to sleep. Hopefully, you don't need anything in there for morning. And that was it. It took me a little bit to calm my body down. I've lost quite a bit of weight from not having sugar. I had given up sugar a couple weeks before I quit smoking this time, and that helped so much. But I'm still under 110 pounds, and that makes it to where I can really feel my heart pounding, and I just need more fat in my body, more padding around my heart, so I don't feel it beating as hard. Sorry, Moonstar. So anyway, yeah, this morning I was picturing I was seeing one of the last couple days that I was around the person that I perceived to be my twin. I was 101 pounds at the time, and I was just like, I can't handle this work schedule. I'm sleep deprived, and it was making it to where I wasn't able to keep weight on, and that's a real thing. If you're sleep deprived, you lose weight. And he looked up at me and he said, don't gain any weight. Yeah, I felt like I was dying, but I was his physical sorry, I'm doing quotations. I was his physical type at the time. Wow. Yeah, that was a really good reminder for me this morning about what I would prefer in a man, in my divine partner. He would prefer that I'm healthy, that I feel wonderful and have a padded heart. So, My female roommate was up for me again a couple days ago. I was at work and I was trying to process, and I was just like, oh man, she's taking up so much of my mind. And I finally, well, I listened to Eckhart, and then I listened to Abraham, and then I listened to Eckhart again. And it doesn't really matter which video it is. Whatever video it is, it's going to help me, because those all help bring me down, back down into presence, back into my body and out of my head. And what I discovered was they pointed out to me how, with the help of, the divine, obviously, my guides, they pointed out to me how much mental activity I've had around her and how negative it has been, how I have judged her. Judgment, basically, that's what it is. I've judged her harshly, all these different things, and how inconsiderate and la 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 la. No, I'm starving all of that now. Last night was just a little bit of a a little bit more karma being played out on for me because of the mental activity I've had surrounding her. I am not even trying to replace any of the bad thoughts with good thoughts, because I don't need to think about her at all. So when any bad thoughts come in, like last night, I just do whatever it takes to turn my attention to presence and starve any thoughts about her at all. Neutral. I go neutral with her. And what that means also is I've been able to do it with the male roommate, the man that owns the house. The other day I was telling him a story just like I would anybody else, but I can't talk to this person, because when I try to tell this person a story or talk about anything, he goes right up into his head and starts saying, well, why didn't you do this? Or why didn't you do that? Or it's the exact opposite. Whatever it is, it has to be the exact opposite of what I'm saying. I'm just like, why did I do that again? Well, it's because I'm just being myself, and it seems like it would be okay. I was cleaning the lake house with a vacation rental, one of the vacation rentals that I clean, and I was sweeping the deck, and there was a huge golden eagle swooping around and going down near the water. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely amazing. And he was trying to eat a little duck, which is, of course, what the male roommate pointed out. Well, that's just nature's way. Why didn't you just let it get it? And then I hear myself explaining to him, well, I'm not you, though. I wouldn't want to see a little duck get plucked out of the water. I was there for a reason to help save the duck. And I hear myself explaining and wasting my life energy, my life force on this. No. And right at that moment, finally, I was just like, oh, wow, I did this to myself. Yes. And I looked at him and I said, of course you're going to say the opposite of what I'm telling you, the story that I'm telling you. And I said, I'm never telling you another story again. And I wasn't mean about it. It was just a fact. And he kind of laughed, and I turned and walked away, and that was it. And he has felt that, and he's been thinking about that ever since. How do I know that? I just know that. It's been really bothering him because he can't get a girlfriend, and it has so much to do with how he speaks. It's right up into he brings people right up into their head. I know that he's just unconscious. That's all there is to it. But I don't need to interact with highly unconscious people. I just don't. So, and I don't have to have resistance against them either, judging them in my mind. Unconscious is unconscious. And when I start judging them and na, guess what? Then I'm unconscious then too. Yay! Oh, it's just so wonderful. Every single time I get a pop quiz like that, like last night at 11 o'clock, pop quiz, how are you going to react to this? Or are you going to stay present? It's just more practice. It is annoying. None of it's ever fun, but getting through it and just feeling more and more rooted in presence. And when their pop quiz comes up, I don't become unconscious quite as much as I did before. And also I'm aware of what's going on. And I'm not completely taken over by it. I'm aware that, oh shit, I am in my head. And so that's very, very beautiful. And like Paramahansa Yogananda says, if I just keep doing this, I will I will attain. It's not even attaining. I will. I really don't know if I have the words for this. It's not something to attain, even though it seems like I'm trying to attain it. It's really just getting back to my natural state of being. And that's being non reactive and being able to see from here and not be triggered, right? And removing the triggers helps to not be triggered also by people's unconscious behavior. And also by myself being able to stay present, it helps that other person too. Yeah, it's very beautiful. It's incredible. I can't imagine anything being more worthwhile than this work that I've been gifted doing for all this time. I got a new car. I don't know if I mentioned that or not in my last video, but yeah, I got a new car, and I've always bought really, really old cars because I was afraid of, I think I did mention it in my last video. I was always afraid of payments and just, I don't know, just fear. Fear was keeping me from doing it. And just one day I was passing by this car lot and to drop some, yes, I did. I think I did mention this. I was going to drop some clothes off at the thrift store, and on my way back, I stopped in, and I had no idea I was going to buy myself a car that day. I did it all by myself. Well, I'm never alone, but I did, and just amazing. And I had the money for the down payment, and oh, it just all went so smoothly. And the people there didn't feel all salesmen-y. They just we were all just laughing. It was just the three of us in there, and yeah, it was a really, really fun experience. And then the very next day, one of my best friends ever, Moonlight, no, Moonstar, right? That's her new name, Moonstar. She gave me a birthday card with $300 in it. Oh my gosh, what a blessing. So I think that's it for now. I'm going to go clean, and if you feel stuck in anything and you're just going round and round and you feel like you're trapped in your mind, you're trapped by all the reasons your mind says that you can't do something or you shouldn't do something, we would love to talk to you about that. Sometimes it just takes one conversation to switch a person's perception from fear to back to faith. SatsangwithmamaG@gmail.com, or you could leave me, I said calm, or you could leave me a comment or a question in the comment section. Love you so much.